Hey there, my name is Eli Adams, and I'm a founder of Fire Us Marketing and the host of the Digital Revolution podcast. If you found yourself on this landing page today, you're probably hoping that you can become a guest on the Digital Revolution podcast, which is great. Welcome. Let me kind of lay out what this means to me and sort of the expectation for all guests that join the podcast. So for me, I've been in the digital space for 15 plus years, and I'm looking to collaborate with people who have lots of experience in specific skill sets.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills I've acquired over a very long career.
So maybe you're really good at SEO. Maybe you're really good at paid ads. Maybe you're really good at digital product management. Maybe you're really good in the IT space. Maybe you have helped develop digital products, maybe like, a watch or something. Anything in the digital space, I'm hoping to bring to this podcast to help the listeners learn tactical takeaways on how to make their businesses better. So the way that we're laying out the podcast is in 4 different sections. The first one is tell me about you. Who is Eli Adams? Where did you grow up? What did you want to be when you grew up? And from wanting to be maybe an astronaut when you were little to where you're currently at now, how did you get from there to there? And you don't have to talk about everything in detail, but like what specific paths in the road did you take? There's lots of different places in the road where it splits. And if you look back on your life, you can think, if I wouldn't have taken that, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Those are the instances that I want to talk about in that personal section. That's the first one. The second section is what are you currently doing now in the digital space that has you excited? What wakes you up in the morning? What makes you want to, go to work or go to your job or, find the next client or whatever it is that you do? What drives you to do that in the digital space? And then in the third part, we're going to talk about tactical strategies. This is something that I want, the listeners to be able to take away and say, I can do that on my website. I can do that in my business, right? So a lot of the listeners are business owners. So whether they're local business owners, dentists, doctors, lawyers, chiropractors, or whether they're national businesses or even international businesses, if they're listening to this and they know that you're really good at SEO, they're waiting for that tactical section where you're going to say, if I could go back and change things, here's what I would do in SEO. Right? Or moving forward, here are the things that I know are going to make a difference in SEO. So, but being very specific. So if title and meta is what's, Google is really looking for right now, then let's talk about the title and meta piece, right? If it's user experience, let's talk about that. But these are the tactical pieces that I'm going to snip out and I'm going to put onto social media to help drive people to these podcasts. And those tactical things are what the business owners really need. Like it's cool for them to hear your story. It's cool to hear about what you're working on, but what's in it for them, right? And that's where I really need you to think about those tactical, strategic items. And then the fourth and the last piece is the future. So this is a digital revolution that we're in, and it's not over. There's lots of change. So in your specific area, where do you see the future going? So is it AR? Is it VR? Is it Meta? Is it AI? Is it like where do you see the future going? And how can those business owners really take that vision of the future and implement it now so that they're ahead of their competitor by the time their competitor catches up? So those are kind of the 4 sections that I'm looking for. And if you have an interest in being on my podcast, fill out the information below. Fill out sort of who you are, why you think you'd be good on the podcast, maybe some of your social links, so that I can get to know you a little bit better. And then we can schedule a call. We can talk about it and then get that full hour scheduled for the podcast moving forward. I would love to really add a ton of value globally in the digital space. So not just here in the United States, but really international business, I think is where the majority of businesses are going outside of local mom and pop shops. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of context. Hopefully it didn't scare you away. Go ahead and fill out the information below, and I look forward to chatting with you later.